I must not cry. You cannot make me cry.
Hey everyone, welcome to the top 10 list. Welcome to my top 10 video games that made me cry. I'm kind of a heartless dick. Not a lot of things make me cry. Movies, shows, video games, songs, any sort of entertainment, documentary, guy down the street, flipping quarters, I don't know. Not all things make me cry, but there's been video games that have almost made me cry. I feel a very sad, emotional response and stuff. I'd say out of these 10, I'd say maybe number 1, number 2 actually brought tears to my eyes, but there's quite a few games that brought a lot of emotion to me, brought a lot of sadness to me. And I thought to give my top 10 video games that made me cry, metaphorically speaking. Just my opinion, these are just games I find very sad. There's some games a lot of people find super sad, super emotional, and they just didn't really get that from me. Not to knock the games themselves, but like I don't know, I didn't find it that sad, or I didn't really cry that much. Like The Last of Us is a big one. I love that game. Top 20 favorite games. I never cry or feel emotional, really. I feel a connection with the characters, but it doesn't make me cry or anything. Another one is my favorite video game of all time, Final Fantasy 7. I think that's one of the greatest video games ever made, but it just doesn't make me cry. Aerith's death has always just been like a thing. It's just like a thing that we all know. And just I beat that game so many times, it just doesn't really give an emotional response from me. I don't know. But these are 10 games I find super sad. Coming at number 10 is Gone Home. Gone Home is an independent game, very low budget game that came out years and years ago. It is basically like a first person point of view. You're basically this like sort of spirit memory going through this old abandoned house, looking for clues and finding out what happened to the people that lived in this house, what happened all these years ago. Is this something in the past or the present and stuff? And the more and more you piece together, the more and more you find out who you are in the game and what happened to you and what this entire game means. And it is, oh God, it is a heart-wrenching story about suicide and forgiveness and about not seeing your loved ones ever again. It's a very spiritual, very bleak, but also beautifully atmospheric game with a lot of beautiful music, great visuals and stuff. I think Gone Home is a lot sadder than What Remains of Edith Finch. I know everyone would put What Remains of Edith Finch on this list, and that is a really good game too. But I think Gone Home is a lot sadder. It just brought more of an emotional response from me. So yeah, I think Gone Home, 10th saddest game in my opinion. I say that as I laugh. Anyways, number 9, Metal Gear Solid 3. Yeah, Metal Gear, they're not sad games. They're action games with crazy, twisted stories about political warfare and government conspiracies and shit like that. And Metal Gear Solid 3 is basically all leading up to a very depressing ending. When you're playing as Naked Snake, who eventually becomes a big boss, he's on these missions, doing these missions, and working for the boss. And you think the whole game she is a loyal soldier, but then you find out she is like a terrorist, and she's done all these horrible things. And at the end of the game, you fight her and you kill her, and then you find out the whole time she's actually not bad at all. She's actually been helping this country and defending our nation and taking the blame for it all. And when she dies, it is so heartbreaking that she's not deemed as a hero. She's labeled as a terrorist, labeled as this menace to society, and it's a horrific ending. And just seeing the ending with Big Boss, or Naked Snake, whatever you want to call him, seeing him at the boss's tomb at the end in the garden, and just giving her a final salute, just, man.
Everything she did for her country. She sacrificed her life and her honor for her native land. She was a real hero. She was a true patriot.
Coming in number 8 is Final Fantasy 15. We're going to get a lot of Final Fantasies. Everyone knows I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan, so yeah, not a shocker. But Final Fantasy 15 is an underrated Final Fantasy. Everyone calls it the boy band Final Fantasy. I don't give a shit what you call it. I love this game. I think it's great. I like Noctis. I like Prince Noctis as a character. I think he's cool. He's a bit emo, but I like it. He's a great character. I love his crew. And I love the story, this journey they go on and stuff. And it basically is all leading to a self-sacrifice. And you all know, I probably shouldn't have said that. I should have said in the beginning of this video. I'm just spoiling the shit out of most of these games. But how else am I going to talk about how sad they are? So I have to talk about spoilers. So yeah, just warning now. If a game comes up that you haven't played, maybe skip to the next one. But anyways, Final Fantasy 15 is a great game. I love that it has different sort of gameplay. It's not the traditional turn-based style as most Final Fantasies are. And it has a really cool, just like, it's a road trip game. And yeah, and it all leads to the sacrifice of your protagonist, Noctis, for the world. Like, it's sad throughout the whole game because this guy loses everything, loses his kingdom, loses his father, loses so much. And in the end, he has to lose his own life to save his friends and to save the world. It is such a heartbreaking ending. And when it cuts to black and you see the photos of this game, this journey you went on with your friends, and it has the song Stand By Me, my God, it's so sad. And I know some people are just glad it ended. Man, I was just bawling. It was so sad. And Noctis, you gave your life for us all. Respect, buddy. Respect.
So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now.
Number 7 is the most predictable one ever. Everyone has this on a list of sad games. It's The Walking Dead, the Telltale game of Walking Dead Season 1. It's the only Walking Dead one I like other than the final season. Like, I like Lee and I like Clementine. I like their relationship. I think that is the heart and soul of The Walking Dead. I was just never was the thing. I was not big on the other season, like season 2 and stuff. I don't know. I didn't like the new characters they brought in for Walking Dead. But season 1 was great. Like, the story, this journey they go on. Lee's character arc and his sacrifice at the end is so fucking hard. It's so heartbreaking playing this game and stuff. And it's a Telltale game, so it's strictly a narrative game. And it's all about the ending of the world, the zombie apocalypse and stuff. And this man who's basically given up on everything and is bitter on the world meets this young girl, Clementine. And he is there to protect her. And in the end, he gives his life for her. And it's her in the end that has to kill him because he doesn't... You have to make the choice in the end. Like, do you shoot Lee or do you just let him turn into a zombie? And it's such an emotional ending, and it's such a hard decision to make when you're playing as Lee or playing as Clementine in the end. And it's such a sappy, tear-jerking moment. But yeah, it's yeah. Yeah is yeah. You get it? You don't? Who gives a fuck? Oh, Lord. Yeah, so next, number 6 is Life is Strange 2. Big fan of the Life is Strange games. I think the first one is a bit overrated. I don't like the relationship of those two girls. They're just both so annoying. Before the Storm's even worse. But Life is Strange 2 is probably like my favorite. True Colors I love too, but the story of these two brothers, and his young brother has these powers, and they kill someone, they're on the run and stuff, and it's a great story. It's a hell of a journey you go on with these brothers. And the ending, depending on what ending you get, because you can get the happy ending, you can get like sort of the darker ending, you can kind of get the neutral ending, or you can get the ending I got, the sad ending, where the oldest brother gets shot and dies. I don't know what it is when I play like games like this. I always get like the depressing ending. Even when I played Final Fantasy X too, the first time I got the sad, depressing ending. But like, I don't know, I got the sad ending for this one, and God, hearing the brother say why when his brother gets shot and dies, it is so It is horrific to hear just this young brother screaming why that his brother died. It's horror. It's horrible. Because the whole game, this brother is protecting his younger brother the whole time. He is protecting him, defending him, and risking everything for him. And the fact that he gets shot in the ending is just... Oh, again, this is if you have this ending, you can get the happy ending. When I played, I got the sad ending, so this is why it's on the list. It is so horrible, and it's so depressing, man. Losing a brother, man, is... Wow, it's rough. Anyways, number 5, Brothers. Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons. Yes, another story about the loss of brothers. Why am I doing this? Yeah. This is like a puzzle game, just like one of those indie puzzle games that you play as these two brothers going through these worlds, through the stories. I'm not going to spoil too much of the story because it's a very short game. You can easily beat this in like 2 hours. Just gotta tell you, the ending is sad as shit, and it ends with a brother dying just like Life is Strange 2. And you say to yourself, why did I play this game? Because now I have tissues, and I'm crying, and I just want to go in my bed and cry. And life is sad, and it's depressing. Man, this is an upbeat video. Number 4, we got number 4, Red Dead Redemption. Red Dead Redemption 1 is a kick-ass Rockstar game. It's probably like Rockstar's best game. Definitely Rockstar's like best game. John Marston is a great character that you play as, and it's a brutal, violent, very real Western game, and just the journey you go on as John Marston, and like, man, it has such a great ending, a badass ending. You're like, holy shit, man! Fuck, man, John Marston's living the life. Oh wait, the bounties come, and he's gonna fucking die. And not just die like a heroic death, he dies so brutally bloody and gruesome. And his own son has to watch him die. Like, oh my god, this is horrible. This is so sad. I thought we were going to get a happy ending. John, why? Why, John? Why? Arthur Morgan's a better character. Alright, coming to number 3 is Rhyme. Rhyme, just like Brothers, is like a puzzle game, independent puzzle game. Again, a game you can like 100% platinum in like 3 hours. And you play as this kid in this like mystical fantasy world, and the different worlds you go in is like it's like hinting of what the ending is building to. You're like going through worlds, one's like called Hope, Loss, Forgiveness, acceptance and stuff, and it's all the stages of grief, and you're thinking to yourself like, why? What's the point of this? What is happening? Who is this kid? What world am I in? What's the meaning of it all? And then at the ending of the game, you find out what the meaning of it is, and it's really sad. You're playing as this kid in the afterlife, and basically it's the father basically remembering his son and letting him go because the kid you're playing died, and the father is going through all the stages of grief to let his son go. I'm like, holy shit, that is not what I expected. And again, losing a brother is sad, and that is one thing, but losing a son is, I don't want to put labels, but like, that's a lot worse, man. That's a lot more heartbreaking. I myself, I'm not a father yet, but I can't imagine the pain and suffering you go through losing a child. And the way this game does it is so beautiful, so heartbreaking with the music and the visuals, and just holy shit. What a game. Super underrated. Definitely check it out if you haven't checked it out yet. Alright, number 1 and number 2. These ones are the ones that made me bawl my fucking eyes out. Number 2, Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII. Yes. Crisis Core may not be as good as Final Fantasy VII, but it is much sadder. Yes, the death of Aerith, one of my favorite characters, is heartbreaking, but I think the death of Zack is a lot more tragic. Crisis Core was such a great game. I think it's the most underappreciated Final Fantasy game ever made. It's one of the best Final Fantasy games ever made. Zack Fair is such a great character, and the story of him going on this journey with his master Angeal and learning about Genesis and Sephiroth and meeting Cloud and going through the Hojo Genova experiment and stuff, and it all leads to him and Cloud running from the soldiers of Shinra, and Zack giving his life for Cloud, getting shot and murdered in front of Cloud, and Cloud's holding the fucking body of his best buddy, and Zack giving the Buster Sword to Cloud and saying, live your life for the both of us, and Cloud literally takes that literally and becomes Zack in a way, and it is just, and you just think to yourself, oh my god, Aerith, what about Aerith? Where is Zack? Is he alive in the new ones? Does that ruin everything? Does that make this not sad anymore? I don't know. I'm confused, but I'm still crying because Zack is amazing. And watching him die, still haven't gotten over it. And number one, most saddest game, the game that makes me cry, it's Final Fantasy X. I think it is the saddest game ever made. Beautiful game. Probably one of the best Final Fantasies. There's some cheesy moments, but I love it. I love the gameplay. I love every character. Titus, Auron, Yuna, Kamari, Waka, all of them. The villains, Jecht, Seymour, Sin, Blaska, the whole journey you go on, the sphere grids, everything that they bring, the sport of Blitzball. I love everything about Final Fantasy X. Even the ending that makes me cry. It's not even just the fact that Titus has to fight his father, Jecht, at the end and kill him. But no, you find out at the ending, Auron has been dead this whole time, and Titus is just a dream. He is just a memory from the past, who's just there to help Yuna and be her guardian, and then pass away in the end. Holy shit. I'm like, wait, what? Wait, what? Why are you doing this to me? Titus vanishing at the end and Yuna trying to run to him to give him one last hug is so hard. Oh my god, it just makes me shake every time I watch it. Yuna just trying to hold him, and then he puts his arms around her and then goes right through her and says, I wish I could have shown you Xanarkin, and him jumping off and vanishing forever. Oh my god. When I played this game for the first time when I was a kid, I was in tears. This game wrecked me. I didn't even want to play it a second time. I'm like, I don't know if I can watch this ending again. And I've beaten this game 4 times and it still makes me weep. I know 10-2, he kind of retcons that shit and you get the happy ending. He comes back at the end and 10's the proper ending. Fucking 10 makes me weep like a bitch. Great game though. So yeah, that was my top 10 video games that make me cry. So let me know in the comments below, what are video games that make you cry? What are the ones that make those tears run? Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please subscribe to this channel and join the dark side.